This is the mytradingapp.com information tutorial regarding the important information indicator. And this indicator displays directly on your chart. As we can see, we are looking at a chart of CLV17. This is a 15-minute chart of crude oil. Now, as a futures trader, this information that we're shown here on the chart is very important for us. For example, we have what's called the first notice day. The first notice day is where we are communicating with the brokerage firm that we intend to take physical ownership or delivery of a particular commodity, in this case oil. So if you want 1,000 barrels of oil stored in Cushing, Oklahoma, or delivered somewhere for you, then by all means go ahead and keep trading and holding that contract after that first notice date. However, if you do not want a particular commodity delivered to you or be responsible for the storage and ownership of that commodity, like say 1,000 bushels of wheat, 1,000 bushels of corn, could be gold, silver, could be really any commodity that's deliverable, physically deliverable. If you do not want physical delivery or let's say the ownership of it in any shape or form, then you would need to be out of that trade, not being in that long position on or after that first notice date. So that's a very, very important notice date for any futures trader. A lot of new futures traders, they're only really aware of the expiration date right here, which is 15 days from now, and they only pay attention to that number. However, if the first notice date in this case is after the expiration date, no harm, no foul. But in most commodities, that first notice date is going to come before the expiration. And that's where a lot of futures traders get into big trouble. So we need to make sure that we're constantly monitoring which day comes first. And quite simply, the easy way to do this is say 15 days from now, we need to roll over and be trading the back month contract. Whether the expiration or the first notice day comes first, doesn't matter. We need to be out by whatever day does come first. Now, the next thing that you'll see that is displayed here is the interval countdown. The interval countdown in this case, I've paused it right here at 1 minute 38 seconds. What that basically is telling us is that the interval, which again is a 15-minute chart, has only 1 minute 38 seconds left before this candle closes and a new candle begins. So let me hit the unpause button here and you'll see what it looks like. So now there's 1 minute 8 seconds, 7, 6, 5 seconds left before that last candle that's traded will be closed and we'll start trading a new candle. Next up, we have the session close time. This tells us how much time is left before this market or the session closes. Now this is being recorded in the after hours, the extended trading hours, and so the session's not going to close for another 21 hours plus. So plenty of time here. Up next, you'll see some other features that can be very helpful for any futures trader as a nice little reminder of the tick value and the tick amount. So for crude oil futures, the tick value is $10 per tick, and each tick moves in 1 penny increments. So if crude oil moves up 1 penny or down 1 penny, that would be worth $10. All right, so the last one is the contract months. And before we move into that, let me just go through. We have 3, 2, 1 second. You'll see the bar close, and then you'll see we now have a new bar that has formed. There we are. All right, so here's our contract month code. Now, this is an energy product, crude oil, so it trades every single month. In other words, it'll have a rollover every single month. But if we were to change this over to a different contract, let's say, for example, GCZ17, that's your gold contract. Now, we have different contract months here that doesn't trade every single month. So it's nice to know which months it's trading and which months it's not trading. So currently this is the GCZ17, so that would put us right here. The Z contract, that's December. The next contract that would be coming up would be starting right over here, starting at the beginning of the year, which is G. The G contract, which represents the month of February. So the next contract that we would be looking to trade would be GCG18 for the year 2018. And that is at the time of this recording, September 5th, 2017. Now you'll also notice on this display information, now that we have a new contract, the tick amount and tick value change along with the first notice date and the expiration. First notice date is 86 days from now, but the expiration is 113 days from now. So this is where a lot of futures traders get into trouble. They only look at the expiration, then say, hey, I got 113 days left on this contract, no problem. What they don't realize is the first notice day is coming up in 86 days. So again, if they hold that contract on November 30th or after, they're notifying their broker that they intend to take physical ownership and possibly even delivery of that particular commodity, in this case, gold. So as futures traders, we need to be aware of this date right here, and to be out of that position, roll over, in other words, before that date takes place. We don't want to take physical ownership or delivery of these products, and even if we didn't have that issue, for example, some brokers don't do first notice date deliveries anyway, so you don't have to worry about it depending on your broker. However, you won't have enough volume to trade this front month contract right here on that first notice date anyway. So that's why it's also a good idea to know when that first notice date is, because the volume shifts significantly into the back month contract. All right, so that's a little tutorial there of the information that you see displayed on the chart. However, there are some nice little features that you can do to customize this display. First thing, this display will work not only in the futures market, but also on your Forex charting. Now keep in mind, TradeStation doesn't have a Forex execution broker on their side, but you are able to see charts and do all your charting, and this display information will work on that for that aspect of it. But you can also use this for your stock trading too. All right, now if you want to customize this information, all we have to do is go to Format, Analysis Techniques, make sure that the App.com important chart information app is highlighted. We click on Format, and right up here is where we can customize this particular indicator. So right here it says display FND. Well, if you're a futures trader, yeah, you absolutely want that, so you would make sure that is set to true. Display last notice date or the expiration date, yeah, we'd like to know that as well. We set that to true. Display interval time. If you want to see the countdown of the candlesticks or bar, whatever you're using, then you would select true. If you don't want to see that, you just simply type in false right over it, and then when we hit OK, it will remove that interval time. Display session close. Keep that true or false, your choice. True makes it seen. If you select false right here, type in false, then it will remain unseen. Display tick amount, tick value, sure, I'll keep that. And display contract amounts, yes, we want that to true also. Text color, this is where you can select what text color you would like it to be. So obviously if you're using a white background, a white text color is not going to show. So make sure that the text color is something that will show on whatever background color you're using. I have this charcoal background color, so I've selected white. You simply would just type in blue, red, dark gray, whatever you want to use for that. Text size, you can change the size of the text here as well. So for example, let's say we're going to go 14 for the font size, text size. Okay, and instead of a location 2, we're going to put location 1. So what does that do? Location 2 will dock the information, the display information, in the upper right-hand corner. If I type in 1 here, it will dock that display information on the upper left-hand corner. So I'll leave it there. So we've changed the display interval time from true to false. We've changed the text size to 14 and the text location to 1. So I click OK. I click Close. And then we can see right up here it has changed our information and displayed it in the upper left-hand corner. I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. I hope it's been helpful. Enjoy the app. Good trading.